Alright, welcome back everybody. This is going to be part 2, and I actually got this idea from Randy Lynn, I believe, who left a comment on my YouTube channel slash MrLlamaSC. So if you have comments, things like that, feel free to just go ahead and drop them off right there as ways to improve this, and I really do appreciate it. And he said, hey, you know what, I was watching your episode 1 and it's 53 minutes long. Because I'd like to shoot for an hour. And he said, that's kind of long for me. Why don't you just break it up into parts so that each replay can kind of be its own part. So it can be like a part 1, part 2, part 3. So that way each player can kind of come back and look at the game and stuff. Or look at each individual one. So you don't have to like watch the first and a half part, like first 30 minutes, then have to go, come back, and then have to like try and remember where you were and jump to that and stuff. So that can be difficult. So I understand that. So I'm going to start breaking up into the different parts. I think that's a great idea. And if anybody else has any awesome ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments on my YouTube channel right there, or below if you are watching this on YouTube. So game 2 right here, we're going to be observing Fearless. He is also a Zerg player. And I just want to state that this is not a Zerg only stream. Yes, I am a master Zerg, but I also used to be a Terran. I took lessons in Protoss. I do casting and a lot of studies of all the different various builds. I like to really get in depth on pro builds, things like that. So that's definitely something that I just want to kind of like throw out. So I can still do all of the other races just fine. And my knowledge is pretty good on those as well. So you shouldn't. So if you're Terran and Protoss, you can feel free to submit replays as well. And there is the video, of course, how to submit a make it stick replay. I think it's called, on my YouTube channel. So feel free to check that out and submit a replay of your own. If you're bronze to masters, which I would say 99.99% or something like that, 99.9 something like that percent of players are. Then feel free to drop it in, and we can have a look-see and go ahead and do whatever with it. So right now we can kind of go ahead and observe. This is Gold League right here, and so far Fearless has been pretty good. One thing I want to note, you have left 3 guys on your gas right here. This is a big thing. So once again, big thing to note is gas timings, and this is starting in the Gold League. Everything else has been solid. You did a great 14-14 opener right there. No problems. You were great with your supply. Taking another Overlord right here. You know what? I love it. I am totally fine with this Overlord pumping out right now. Nothing unusual about that. Gonna go ahead and pop out a couple Lings here. You didn't drone scout. Like everything is really spot on so far. Get the drone. Get the drone. You got it. Nice. So everything is pretty spot on right here. Get your speed on the way, and you're ahead of your opponent's speed. But by having these 3 guys on gas, what are we doing? We're taking away from additional minerals we could be getting. We look at all the money we have right now. And then there's also, is there a baneling that's going down? Yes, there is. But look at that. That was like 100 gas passed. So are you going for a 14-14 all in? That's what this looks like, and there's going to be some Lings building here as well, but you're droning as well. So it's kind of an in-between, and this is not the place that you want to be in this style of game right here. So yes, he's sending some Lings, and it looks like he's going for the 14-14 all in. So, but the in-between 14-14 is just kind of a curious place to be. So if you really feel like there's going to be a threat, I'd say after your 100 gas, which you really shouldn't know by then, go ahead and pull 1 guy off if you don't feel safe, so then you'll only have 2 guys on the extractor. But take your expansion. Look at all of the money that you both have right here. This is going to absolutely do nothing for you. And I want you to watch how this money continues to build up over this game, over the course of this little episode right here. And of course, a lot of ZVZ is all about this micro right here. So we'll watch and see your micro. And I would definitely suggest, as any Zerg player, even me, I have to go back and focus on microing my units around. So we're going to have Bane, blow up, and careful, don't lose all your Lings. Nice, very good. Yada yada yada. But look at all this money, look at all these minerals right here. What are we throwing down? Nothing really. We're building another queen. Okay. But there's not a crazy amount going on right here. And you're also ahead in the workers, that's good. But where's the expansion? This is the big thing that you need to be worrying about right now, especially with all of that money, is where is your expansion, my friend? Because just because your opponent doesn't have expansion does not mean you can't take an expansion. And there you go, he takes his. So the fact that you're waiting for him to take an expansion, now we're going to go ahead and see, yep, you go out there and take your expansion because you see his, that's playing scared. And that's not how you want to be playing in ZVZ. Because it just puts you in a bad position because simply not taking this expansion is horrible. It's never going to put you ahead. That's what I'm trying to say. By playing scared, it's never going to put you ahead. You're simply always going to be over-preparing for things. Look at all these lings and banelings that you have, and you're just not preparing really well. So, okay, ooh, almost a nice banling hit, and there come his banlings. Careful. Ooh, that was close. Don't lose all your banlings. And I see neither of you really want to engage in very much micro right there, so you just run away with everything. Totally fine. Decent hit right there, actually. But, yeah, so playing scared's never going to put you ahead, and I would say that is definitely a huge thing that you need to work on. Don't take all that hit. And the ling's just chilling back. And he blew up a larva. Okay. Right. So what would I suggest? Look at all the money. This is what's happening. Both of you are in the exact same boat. Neither of you, both of you are playing kind of scared. Neither of you knows timings. You're saying, oh, well, whenever I've expanded before, I've lost, and so I'm just never going to expand again. Well, you know what? That's not the solution to ZVZ, and that's not going to put you ahead. How do you do it right here? You learn a safe build. So right now, I want to give you a quite safe build that you can utilize. And this, of course, isn't perfect. If you do see 14-14, you see your opponent not expanding, you know what? You can ling up some. You don't have to transfer drones down here. That's totally fine. Also, once again, a lot of gas. You are getting a lair, though, so I do like that. But you're also throwing a Roach Warren down. You do not need 4 gas off of 2 base for a Roach Warren, especially when you only have 29 drones. Think about that. That's going to be 12 drones in your geysers. 32 of 12 means 20 drones are mining minerals. That's not very good. Also, no need to pool all of your drones to each extractor. But, right, taking a third, okay, decent. I like that you're going for that third there. Smart. Overlord's going to die. That's okay. So I like that stuff, but look at how scared your opponent's playing. Look at this. 3 spine crawlers. That's no reason. He has all of these units out. Banes, Lings, whatever it is, he has all these units, and he's going to throw down these spine crawlers. And what's he getting behind it? Is he even getting a spire? No, he's going roaches. So, I mean, this is you can watch both of these players right here. This is a perfect example of both of these players and what they are getting crushed in. What's really the killing blow to each of them. And the killing blow is simply, I'm not sure when I can expand. I'm not sure what happens in ZVZ. My knowledge of ZVZ is so confused, which, it's true. Like, a lot of people are confused in ZVZ because it's very, very fast-paced, and one wrong move can kill you. I agree, but by simply having safe builds, you can get ahead. Something I do like, you have not been supply blocked in this game, and as I say this, you're probably going to get supply blocked right here. But you know what? You've been very good with your overlords, so I can definitely say that. I like that you're spreading your creep out down to your natural and a little bit beyond, so you can start connecting to your third. I really, really do like that. And also, it's fine to be safe here at your third base like this, in case he sends any sort of fast lings up here for a counterattack, something like that. Something I would recommend, which I think I'm going to add to your list of goals. So, of course, each player I will give goals. Number 1, where's your map control? What do we see? We have an overlord over here, 1 overlord up here, and then an overlord right here. What about watchtowers? What about these 2 overlords or these 4 overlords? I mean, you could be using these overlords. whenever I play, I would have an overlord right here. I'd have one right here. I would have one right over here. I'd have one right at their third. I would have one right about here and here. I'd have one right there, and I'd have one right over here that I can then utilize to morph into an overseer to go into his base. So it's like you need to be able to have these things, or have that vision, so you can see when attacks are happening. Right now, what would happen if he sent units over at your third base? Well, what path would they take? They'd run out here. They would stream up along this right here. They'd keep streaming, keep streaming. Do you see them yet? Do you see them yet? Do you see them yet? Oh, you see them. Oh, your third base is dead. Right? You do not see any of that right now. You see this path. Okay, so if he makes this path right here, you could still run up over this right here and you wouldn't see it. If he runs across your natural, you won't see it till he gets here. And there you go. You do see if he's having a third, but that's a changeling. It will die off. So it's just like the vision right now is killing you because you don't know what to expect of your opponent. Yes, you know he's building roaches and hydras. Okay, so that's good. But that's all you really know. You don't. What's his unit composition like? When's the last time you checked out his unit composition? It hasn't been like 8 minutes since the last time you saw that. And that's just not good. And so you see, even he sent over a Ling right there to check, and he sees, oh, Roach, Hydra, Bane. Like, he sees all you have. And there you go. You get kind of lucky that he pushes out through this way, but even then, this isn't as much reaction time as if you had an Overlord right up here watching. So he's going to get over here to your base, yada yada, and there's going to be engagement. Do you have all your units in this fight? No, you do not. Killer, killer, killer. Back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. There you go. There you go. Get the rest of those units in. Get the rest of those units in. This is going to be huge if you get those units. Please get those units. Please get those units. Like the upgrade advantage. I mean, you're in a great position. I really hope you didn't lose this game. I'm just saying, right now you are double the supply of your opponent. And it's very possible you won this game. But just because you won a game, like I was saying before in the last game, just because you won a game doesn't mean you played the game perfectly. It doesn't mean that you couldn't have won the game sooner or faster or better or more convincingly. And there's a little supply box. But once again, I'm not even going to harp on the supply box. You have been so great with the Overlords. I'm not going to say watch your Overlords. What I'm going to say, spread your Overlords, please. I mean, and it's fine. You know, now he has Hydra Scout. So you could maybe get Overlord speed. So if his Hydras start attacking them, you can just move your Overlord away, and it will be fine. That's something to think about. Nobody really gets Overlord speed, but you've got the money too. You know, you'd be in a fine position, and I would sacrifice 100 to save any Overlords and have as much map vision as I wanted. So just saying, that's definitely something to do. And you know, little things like this, beautiful, nice counterattack and nice reaction time by him, and now you get to see his little army right there. So I would hope you would push over once you saw that army. Where is your army? Where'd your army go? It's up here? Oh. Right, okay. Bane bombs. Never seen those in ZVZ, really. I like it. Yeah, so at this point, I'm guessing you win this game. Start your 2-2s. You know, focus on upgrades here a little bit. These are just small things, though. Big things that I am going to give to you right now. I'm going to give you your goals, and I'm going to reiterate them and ask you in a tiny bit. What is the one big thing? Map vision. We want to see this. We want to see right here. We want to see right here in front of his base. We want to see when he takes that third. We want to have vision of the entire stupid map. If he's going for drops as a Zerg player and he sends an Overlord up here, I want you to have a stupid Overlord right there waiting for those drops, saying, oh, the once in, you know, 1,500 times that somebody does drops in ZVZ, guess what? I saw it right there. I scouted that. Instead of those drops coming around here and then dropping right there, and you have no clue, or units running straight up this, right on that path to your third base. You still don't have any vision going to your third base, and that is just so crucial. So map vision, and I love the little mass spine crawler wall as well. Map vision, map vision, map vision, so huge. So killer, and that is going to help you react to whatever you have to react to, and that's going to make you feel safer, because right now I wouldn't feel safe. You know, you were scared to take your natural. I'd feel scared too when I don't know what my opponent's doing. So be a little bit more proactive about the maps, map vision with your Overlords, and you can send Lings around. You know, Lings are the fastest unit. in this matchup and possibly in the game. I'm pretty sure they are in the game as well. So Lings are the fastest unit in the game. You know what? Maybe send some Lings in towards your opponent's base and just back in and out, back in and out. Try and run up his ramp if you can. And now we're going to have this engagement, and you should be able to win this here. Does he have 2-2? Oh, he does. 2-2 against 1-1. Actually, that's kind of rough. Let's see how that turns out. Ouch. And that, my friends, is why upgrades are so important. That was a lot closer than it needed to be. I'm just going to throw that out there. Uh-oh, uh-oh. And here we go. Once again, another guy watches Stefano and does the burrowed banelings into infested Terrans. Oh, I love it. So all of a sudden, by the way, I just want to note, you had about a 80 supply lead right there, and that has been cut down to about 50 now. It was at about 20 right there for a while. And that could have been avoided by, first off, attacking a lot sooner. When you had that 200, you took a long time to get there. But also getting the upgrades. Upgrades are a big thing in ZVZ. Whenever you're playing that mirror matchup, there we go, now you're up 2-1. Whenever you're playing that mirror matchup, upgrades are huge. Inconspicuous Lings. There you go. Right, so I gave you number one. Number one was Overlord Spread. You're doing great on the building. Overlord Spread. Number two, I want you to learn a build that's safe to expand with, and I'm going to tell it to you right now, and I want you to practice that and be comfortable with it, and be comfortable with droning a little bit. You know how I got so good at droning, and like droning to that just right amount, squeezing out those extra drones. You know how Stefano, especially even better than me, got to that point where he can squeeze out those extra drones in ST? They did it by over-droning, getting killed, and then the next game saying, you know what, okay, I over-droned there, I got killed, now I'm going to drone a tiny bit less. And that's what they did. And then that person would push, and they would go a tiny bit less and get killed a tiny bit less. And that is how you win these games. By checking it out. And ouch, that hurts right there. And see, there you go. Once again, this isn't going to be the thing that wins you the game. Having the burrowed infestor is not going to be that game changer right there. Is he going to burrow and block it in? That would be amazing. Nope, he's going to let it go. Okay. Right, so that's the game changer is simply going to be taking that expansion, droning until you can't drone anymore, and then getting killed. But you know what? If you take care of number one, which is the Overlord Spread, number two is going to be a lot easier. When I'm sitting there and I see my opponent doesn't have an expansion, it's okay if I take an expansion. Maybe I can't drone as much, right? Because he's going to be on that one base. So he's going for a one base all in. You would have to assume if he doesn't take an expansion by like 21 supply, then he's kind of silly, and he's going for a very aggressive attack. But you can still get this expansion up. And expansions have 1500 health. That gives you a lot of time to build units up here when you need it, and then push down once you're safe. Then you can start droning behind it, and you already have the expansion up, so you aren't waiting the however long it takes. Let's see, 100 seconds it does take to build that. So that's just something I want you to note. And here we go. We're gonna have a little engagement. He's just gonna back off. Cool. Okay, so, right, I said I was going to teach you a build and I didn't teach it. Here's the build. 14 pool, 14 gas, then drone. So at 15, take that Overlord. 16, I want you to drone. 16 can be a drone or Lings, depending how you feel. Don't use it if you want to make it Lings. And then Queen, so Queen will put you up to 18. Build 2 sets of Lings, which puts you at 20. And so then you have either 4 or 6 pairs of Lings, depending what you did. And feel free to write this down. I'll probably write it down a little bit of something, but it's fairly common, so you can probably find it. and then at 21, take a hatch. So send a drone down at that 200 minerals right there, blah, blah, blah. You can chill. You'll probably have to wait a tiny bit. And then at 21 supply, I want you to take a hatch. And Brood Lords, don't leave them under Hydras to get murdered. You want to have a little bit of reinforcements. There you go. So you'll win this game now because you have that high tech. Right, so that's the build order. And that's it. And then you can drone a little more, and then you send your lings immediately. Your 4 to 6 lings, send them right at your opponent's base, and check out what he has. If he has an expansion up, you know what? You can chill a little bit, kind of leave your lings there, see what he has, make him build some lings if you can, or a spine crawler or whatever it is. Make him kind of react to your lings a little bit. And then if you see a lot of lings streaming out, then you can start pumping lings back home, and you can get some lings out to defend, and you can throw down that baneling nest. Also, the 3 gas. So I'm going to give you 3 goals. Number 1 is Overlord spread. Number 2, what is it? You tell me. Number 2 is that build order that we just went over. And number 3 is know what to do with these guys on gas. So after your 100 speed, by the way, I did not say about the speed. Right when you can build your queen, you can build your speed at the same time, assuming you put guys immediately on gas and you got it immediately at 14. Build your speed, pull one drone off of gas and put him on drones. And this is the safer version. If you're a little bit better and you feel a little bit better at holding things, better micro, you can take 2 off. So once you feel safe with 1, take 2 off, and then you get your baneling nest a little bit later. So if you get over and your opponent still hasn't expanded, and you have, because your expansion's a little bit later, it's the 21 expand, it's kind of like the later of the expansions that you should be taking. If he still hasn't expanded and it's being a little bit, put a couple guys back on gas, get a baneling nest. And if you're ever going to get a baneling nest, go ahead and throw some more guys on gas, so you can of course make the banelings once the baneling nest finishes. So if you know he's going for a 14-14 baneling ling all in, go ahead and make the gas right there. So those are your 3 goals, and I want you to just practice those 3 things. So whenever you're in your next ZVZ, simply practice 1, Overlord spread. And you can spread an Overlord when you build it. So you can go build Overlord. Oops, there we go. Build Overlord, and then it'll pop the little egg, and then you can like right click right here on the map. And then when you don't have to worry about it, then you can go back doing anything else, and right when he pops, he'll move right over there. And so that's a really simple way, is to just like do that. 2, the build order, which we just went over, and you can back up this video and rewatch it to get it again. And of course, don't forget the speed thingy. And 3, I just forgot it. Gas, right? Was 3 gas? I think it was gas. Wow, I forgot them already. I may have to rewind the video and check it out. I think 3 was gas, though. Taking the guy off gas, and I'm like trying to think of a lot of things. Yeah, so taking the guy off gas, and yeah, and then you should be completely fine, because that was solid play. That was a very solid win right there, and yeah, and so that's it. Those are going to be the 3 things, and now we're going to go ahead and move into part 3 of Gold Mondays.